going to start off the week. We start off the week with July 31st. And July 31st, we have the moon in the sign, well, it'll be in Capricorn most of the day. And it's going to be also conjunct Pluto. So Pluto, the planet of change. Pluto's in the sign of Capricorn. So the moon's going to be there right next to it. And so there's kind of a gentleness, a gentle power when the moon's there, an intuitive power, and Pluto's there and wants to bring us change. So let's pay attention to the feelings that are coming up, especially on Monday the 31st. There may be needed change in the workplace. Capricorn is very workplace orientated. And so that information may reveal itself to you. So start making plans. This is a good month to make plans. You can plan a trip, you can plan work changes, you can plan home changes, but it's not like the best month to move forward with it all because again, I don't personally like to make major purchases during a Venus retrograde, and I certainly don't during a Mercury retrograde because Mercury rules all documents and deliveries and all that, and things can get a little wonky. So hold up on that, but planning, great time for planning, okay? So we move into, this is a full moon week, 7/31. So Tuesday, 8/1 is Aquarius full super moon at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shed old skin as you move into the new. Release old stories, and like I said earlier, love the little weirdo that you are, okay? There's a lot of energy with this 9 degrees Aquarius fixed full supermoon. And Saturn is going to be, Saturn in Pisces is going to be opposite Mercury in Virgo. So what a great time to write. What a great time to get your stories out. And I want you to think about how you're speaking to yourself also, okay? We got some Virgo energy going on. We want to make sure that we're not being too harsh on ourselves, okay? Now, Tuesday is considered the pagan holiday of Lammas, which I'm still learning a lot about, but it is a celebration of like the first harvest, and some of it's associated with grain harvest. And so there's a lot there about being grateful that we have a harvest, because I know with the flooding, a lot of people are not having a harvest. So let's be grateful for that. Let's celebrate. And a lot of times in the research that I did about Lammas, they would use a lot of like the herbs from their garden. They would do protection ceremonies for their harvest, and the stones malachite and black obsidian were used. So you might want to consider keeping some of that close. I think it's interesting that it's called a corn moon. That's one of the names. I think it might also be the sturgeon moon. There's a few different names. I think they're Native American based. And so it's interesting that Lammas is celebrating grain on the corn moon. Okay, so hey, maybe it's a good night to have something, a grain-based dish, something like that, or maybe something that you harvested from your garden. Okay, so Wednesday. So remember, it's going to be a full moon week. Basically, the full moon's going to affect us all week. Things are always a little wacky with the full moon week, especially with an Aquarius full moon week, because you've heard me talking about Aquarius, that it's predictably unpredictable. So you got to roll with the punches. You got to roll with how it goes, because you just never really know when you have Aquarius energy ruled by the planet Uranus involved. Okay. We've got Jupiter trining Mars. So you can Jupiter likes to make things big, and Mars likes to take action. So dive into something like, for instance, if your tomatoes are ripe, this would be a great time to just dive into canning, okay? You could dive into a movie or, binge watch something, but it would be more productive if you dived into canning. Okay, so then we move into Wednesday the 2nd. The message is to listen to the message that your heart is sending you, okay? The moon's gonna move into Pisces later on in the evening on the 2nd. And so on Thursday the 3rd, we're gonna have the moon conjunct Saturn, because Saturn is currently in the sign of Pisces. So just envision your next move, right? Saturn wants to be responsible, get things done. It has a lot to do with your career and your foundation in the world. And the moon is how you nurture yourself. And so envision your next move, but don't do it right now, just envision it. Be kind and gentle to yourself, because when the moon gets close to Saturn, sometimes we have a tendency to overwork, okay? Now, Friday the 4th, we want to pay a lot of attention to our surroundings. It's easy to get lost in the clouds because the moon's going to be in Pisces and it's going to be conjunct Neptune, the planet that rules Pisces, in the sign of Pisces. There's a heck of a lot of Pisces going on Friday the 4th. It can be dreamy, it can be super creative, it can be super lovely, but sometimes it can also be delusional and unclear, okay? So stay grounded as best as you can. We're moving into an Aries weekend. So let's see, Saturday, we've got, well, I think that's when the Venus square Uranus starts on Saturday. There's no air in the chart, so we want to make sure we get some fresh air, get out, get a walk in, okay? Keep things light. Just keep things light on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to see the moon moving in. It's also going to be in the sign of Aries, a little bit close to the I think it's an asteroid, a Chiron, our soul's wound point. And so here we are outgrowing these old soul wounds. There's an opportunity here to almost see them and not react anymore or choose joy, okay? So big full moon week there.